Say no.
Not the moment lock.
It says that
She
we
hit
are.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes.
Alrighty then.
Alright. Well then, all of those who are actually viewing right on the dot, welcome to Set 8. Deus Vult versus True Alphas, their final matchup.
Hell yeah, dude. Alright, who we got casting today?
It's you and Guardians.
I think you were looking for the introduction.
Yeah.
So, give me your name. You.
In the server, I'm known as Get the Fuck Out of My Game.
Probably not the most stream-friendly, but, you know.
Probably not.
What, let's go by your online handle.
That is Get the Fuck Out of My Game.
Even
That's
on
it.
PlayStation? Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll go with it.
I mean, I think on this account I'm Canadian, so you can call me Canadian.
We will call you Canadian, or sorry. I'm just gonna say sorry.
Oh boy.
It's in my blood.
How?
And then you have your Guardian's work right here.
Alrighty.
And our camera lady will be...
It's me, Tay.
It's
Here we
me,
go.
Tay.
So are we just waiting on the teams to actually end up saying that they're ready? We have everybody. Who do we have actually subbing in? Oh, Shay is going to be subbing in from the Northbourne onto True Alphas today. That is
Okay, so
it's gonna be fun.
I gotta take the
I have a
comments off the
question.
Solid mercy
broadcast.
play. Yes.
Communistified was on a team on the last game. I think it was Northbournes and Alphas. And he played. And now he's on Deus Vult. So which team is he on? Because I'm new. Maybe some of
He is actually on DV.
Alrighty. Team that he helped play for.
Basically. So will he end up proving that he was their carry? Ooh.
I gotta.
What
fix
happens if he
something really
throws
quick.
this game?
Throwing.
An insane Widowmaker. His hog is something you do not want to end up disrespecting.
I watched him play Hog. He had some very clutch hits.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those ones where he doesn't really do a whole lot of the whole flanking hog, but he does a lot of the guarding back line and everything. Like, it's hard to actually there was a lot of times where he just walks right in, right
So
through the tank.
plays a positionally sound Hog. Then.
Oh yeah, he's a punisher. That's essentially what it is hog. He finds somebody who's not in the right spot, and he ends up making sure they regret it.
Alrighty, let's get this party started.
Ilios Ruins. So this is a map that I actually expect we're probably going to end up seeing a little bit of Widowmaker. Cause,
This is a great Widowmaker map.
Oh, glorious Widowmaker map. So many long sight lines. I mean, there's only a few spots that a Widowmaker typically will end up holding up, so it'd be interesting if we see some...
I mean, we are in a
unique
bunker meta
spots.
at the moment, so we might not see a Widow, but I hope we do.
Well, I mean, with a lot of like the pillars and stuff like that, you could actually get some pretty good trick shots launching yourself up above the bunker. So you end up having to really hug that bunker if there's going to be one.
Oh, we have bunker.
And right off the hop, we do not end up seeing it. A bunker.
We have
from
bunker and death ball.
Alright, so it
DV,
looks like Deus Vult is running some Ryan Zarya. Well, we got some Sigma on the other team with Orisa.
I like the fact that we're actually already starting to bring Sigma into the league. It's actually kind of it's going to be a little fun. I'm just
Go
gonna
big or go
throw that
home.
out there, right?
Round one. Capture the objective.
So we're going to go with a
This is interesting.
Genji
We
on
got
the
a
one team with the
Pharah,
bunker.
yeah, but
With
we got a
the
Lucio
healing
Moira as
squad,
heals.
yeah, I was gonna say with the healing squad, they they have, it's going to be a little difficult and really awkward for the Pharah to really end up maintaining health. She's going to end up having to do a lot of peeking, especially with the Bastion and Soldier on the other team.
Let's see if they end up taking advantage of that. We got
Now
the
already
Genji
we have
Calm on the flank here.
We already have Ahri down on the Reinhardt, so they're currently without a shield on Deus Vult.
And Alphas is taking advantage of that, and they've gotten the point for the first time now.
And they've actually thrown shields up at multiple angles, and they're actually throwing the Bastion into an odd space where he's kind of out in the open, but they kind of have the advantage at this point, where they actually
We
already
have
have
Dam
the point
chasing
locked down.
Lucio.
Munis fight ends up going in, trying to end up getting some... Oh, he's already got a blade out and going. He's right after that Bastion. He has actually, picked off the Mercy. They have seemed to actually pick off that Bastion as well. And this does look like this will end up being a quick turnaround for Deus Vult.
I'm not sure about the Moira ult there, but
Probably was
maybe
not
they just
needed.
want to make a
However,
statement. They want to make a statement.
Moira does end up getting her ult pretty quickly, so
She does.
I'm not going to end up saying that's really a massive problem. And they have ended up switching the Pharah off onto a Mei, which will give them a lot of
And they
split
switched
potential.
off the Mei on Alphas as well. They originally started with one, and they quickly switched to Dash.
They happen to end up getting the res off on the Soldier. And out comes his
flank
Earthshatter.
shatter.
Oh, but as going in, he ends up getting rocked to the face by the Sigma. And Bastion ends up going in to try and take over with his tank mode. Not getting any picks through it, but they do get everybody off the point and retake it.
That's actually pretty good for them because they only use Bastion and Mercy's ults there. Now they've got Sigmas, Soldiers, and Orissas on deck, as well as Moira's coming up soon as well.
Yeah, they actually have a solid ult economy right now where they're kind of trading off 3 for 3 per team fight, whereas the ultimate economy is a little... Oh, I mean, they're coming up with
They've got
having
coming
3
up. They've got
coming up,
Grab and
so...
Blade and Nail. They use those right, and I think they should be able to retake it.
Howard's primarily offensive ults that they actually have all coming up simultaneously, and more of the defensive ults. I mean, Ryan's arguably is not defensive. Outcoming the Blade, he ends up going straight after... Oh, they're going for the Grab Blade combo.
And see, that's exactly what I was talking
Okay.
about. They managed to take out both, like, they managed to win the fight, take the point with only 2 ults there. That's actually not bad.
Genji does go down, but they
They
do
got
end up
Moira's
keeping
ult
the numbers.
and Orissas as well on the Alphas out in a losing fight.
Yeah, this is actually really good because now they actually have... I mean, Deus Vult, with their choice of heroes, they actually have potentially 3 CC ults, right? With between the Blizzard, the Grav, and the Earthshatter right there. That actually are huge turnarounds for fights. And out comes both Beat and the
support ults right now.
And they use
nothing to
the
show for them.
Beat offensively, so
But there goes the kills. They're coming in now.
still end up maintaining control of the point. They only really needed to actually control it for that
Calm down.
stagger on the Mercy. And on the Orisa that's going to end up going down. It's not
Now they got
time to have those
98%.
staggers.
This is it. That's over. They had to.
Yep.
And that's not
Round one.
Deus Vult.
Measured fairly quick too. But there was a couple of really quick turnarounds during that match. But in the end, I ended up feeling rather quick.
They never did find a
Overall.
chance to use that Sigma ult. I was looking forward to that coming out.
I really like
Yeah,
the
and
way
it's
Sigma
actually-
ult is.
Oh, well, actually be a decent place that they decide to stick with. Actually, it looks like they're switching off onto a hog, so...
They were
So you have
hog
the
in the very
classic hog
beginning, and then
Orisa.
they switched to Sigma.
Classic bunker. Oh,
Hog
they're
diva
gonna
now.
go... Oh, okay, they're just swapping off who's
They're figuring
taking
it out.
on the... Yeah.
Good news, everyone.
They're gonna stick with very similar comp that they were running before on Deus Vult.
Now they've got the Orisa Diva on this side as well. Lucio's down. They're going to be a little bit light on heals.
At least this time it's not as awkward with the Farah was what the heals. Yeah, the wall kind of ended up not blocking anybody off. It's on cooldown. It's not a too big a deal at this point in time. That one ends up separating them up to kind of get them a little bit of space on point. For the true alphas. Riss is going for some of those pulls off into the pit.
We'll see how this works, because it is very tough to run Ryan Zarya into a buffer pump, especially on this map where you got a big ass hole in the middle of the map.
Especially on this map, because you're always running the risk of getting accidentally pulled. Like, there's not a whole lot of space on the point that you can actually get.
And like Ryan, like, when he's holding his shield, he's not really doing much else, right?
Right.
And there goes his shield. See, now Arya's just basically...
She's out of the game at this point in time. Yeah, exactly. It's just going to be flame strikes and trying to get in. Oh, and frozen Zarya in the back room, getting the pick off. And the Reinhardt does happen to get pulled into the well.
Which is what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, exactly. We see these.
They almost got the nose right. And that should translate into a first point hold for the alphas.
And it does end up looking like alphas are actually taking on the Farah, which does force Communistify to actually switch over to him. Widowmaker.
The thing is, when you're holding the point as a Farah, it's much easier than when you're attacking as a Farah, because you can play all those angles now without having to worry about looking behind you or looking to your left or your right.
Yeah, and you can actually, like, with the big lighthouse that's kind of, or sorry, the windmill that's actually right here, it's actually really solid cover. We do end up seeing Arya try to go in for a charge, and then did not pan quite out. Out comes Speed.
They traded out, they got trying,
but out comes the Blade and Coalescence.
But the trance will mitigate all of that.
Oh yeah.
That's 3 ults denied by just 1 trance.
And then now they're countering with Coalescence and the... Yep.
The Widowmaker.
Smack heads. Smack them heads.
Just
and they do have to take the calm out with the
May is the
ice
sniper here now.
Yes.
Looks like they're managing to hold now. I was surprised.
They are keeping stable throughout all of this.
They got the respawn
Diva
back
Bomb, I'm assuming, in order to try and help zone out the point, make sure that they're actually pushed back.
The Calm has switched over to the Bash now.
And we now have Tom on the Farah. Try and see if he can get side spam damage. It does end up giving him a couple of multiple threats to actually deal with. You have an aerial threat plus the Bastion, but right now you actually happen to have
we have a shadow
barrage coming out right over top of the Bastion.
Jeez.
With a solid push.
Unfortunately, no one was able to capitalize on Arya's shadow there. Now you got 3 people on your left, and you gotta take care of. This does not look very good for Deus Vult.
No, it doesn't. Oh, almost 2 get pulled into the well, but... And a last second,
unfortunately no
Rav comes out. Xanadite booping the Mei into the well. That well is just going to end up being full of everybody's... This is going to be the new home for everyone.
That Coalescence did not pop up at all for my screen.
Ooh, Communistified suiciding into the well. That is very
in his
unlucky.
Defense, he did stall it out for a fair 15 seconds or so.
Oh yeah. It was clearly a mistake, but
that will be a second point for the alphas, and we're going to map 3.
A lighthouse it is.
Good news.
Don't look now, but we got a Sigma on the Deus Vult side.
Ooh, we're gonna see some Ari on some Sig. And I'm assuming we're running with the Farah and Lucio in order to try and get some.
Same comp as last time for the alphas, except for a Reaper swapping out the Farah.
Yeah, which... the Mei choice actually is probably obvious on
May
both sides
Reaper, I
because of the
think,
fact that
is-
she's
I've
able to
always
keep
been-
this point very solidly. And nice solid boot from Calm on play for fun. They do have to take control at early point.
The thing with May Reaper
Small
is that
Edge
you
ended
gotta
up
be
trying
able
to
to take
suicide
the
to
point very
restagger.
quickly.
Yeah.
And the Lucio on the Deus Vult side allowed them to cap the point quicker, and that's what gave them the advantage there.
I'm not a good group up.
If you're playing from a defensive position, it's a lot easier from far to take advantage there. I mean, it helps that you're only running May Reaper on the other side against it. Still.
It does look like they're actually opting to go with the current meta, being the Reaper May on the True Alpha side. I'm wondering if they're actually going to be able to execute it. I mean, you kind of have to be aggressive in a similar way of Goats, even with the bunker. Because it is a very get-in-your-face comp. A lot of, like, mind games May. Out comes Blizzard, which actually starts freezing everybody on the point. They do actually happen to capitalize on killing both Sigma and Lucio. Now they're double teaming up on the May. True Alphas do happen to end up taking over that fight. Solid,
My ultimate is charging.
solid Blizzard actually come out from Invasion.
That was very good. They were able to mitigate the double Pharaoh from Calm. They won that 64.
Enemies here.
Did someone call for this?
We got no ults really coming up for the Alpha side, except for Demon perhaps. And they've already lost
Even,
it.
and that's more of a zoning ult phase. Like, there's pick potential, but it's less
You gotta
used.
combo it with something else.
There was a solid grab that came out from Deus. Icarus ends up helping to pick off like over half of the enemy team. Quickly swapping that right back around. Deus Vult is really wanting to cling on to this point.
They used 3 ults to keep it there. Or to get it back, rather.
Yeah, I mean,
I
still
think
happen
at
to
this point
have-
it's not as bad. They have 3 coming up as well, right?
yeah, and they're 3 solid ones. I mean, as long as you can actually get like a good pick or so with the barrage, you can actually basically zone out the point with both Tom Truckers and Ari aggressively. Out comes the barrage, taking out Cover, Playful, and Dami. However, it is completely countered with Small Edge's.
It looks like the
Diva
Alphas
Bomb.
might take this one. They're up 2 now. And they've got Mercy ulting away.
Freezing that Zarya. And we have Trucker, who's just kind of hiding in the corner, waiting for
Stalling it
that
out.
wall. And it is a terrible stagger to actually end up having. But they,
I don't think
Deus
it's
Vult
that
does
bad,
have a lot of.
considering they did have control at the point at the time.
Yeah, there was no extra charge that was necessary though, so it would have been just easier
That
just
is
to
true.
quickly reset. Like they're already at 99%.
That is true.
They still have plenty of time. Like True Alphas is only at 50%. They just need a couple good pushes. I mean, you get communistified with maybe a tire or another grab that comes up with some good follow through, and Ari ends up having the whatever gravity thing. I can't remember what it's called these days.
I mean, the
However,
Alphas do
you
have
do
4
see-
ults, so
I was
you gotta
just
be
gonna
careful.
mention
You
that.
want to build those support ults. Especially that beat.
Out comes the beat.
And the freeze.
And the, out comes almost virtually everything. This actually will end up switching the turnaround, the point around back to Deus Vult. And I don't think the other teams can end up having any chance of
Not a
getting back
chance
to
here, yeah.
contest.
Hold on now, they got a freeze on point. May wasn't able to
I thought
touch.
the May
She
was-
froze the entire team though.
That
I was
would have
about
been
to
that
say
would
maybe
have
that
clutch.
beat would have been just a little premature. But they managed to get away with it. And map 1 will go to Deus Vult. What is map 2 out of curiosity?
With map 2,
Definitely
it
not.
will be, I believe it's King's Row, if I'm not mistaken.
Love King's Row.
I'm gonna double check. Oh no, that may have been last round. We're going to Numbani.
Oh, you really gave me hope. Numbani's good as well.
by the way. Please follow, like, sub, or I guess not like, 'cause that's not for the YouTube. But we do actually happen to have the ability to get donations, subs, and bits now that we are actually an affiliate. So support the league. You know, we can get some.
What is the equivalent of like on Twitch?
I don't know, probably bits, cheers, whatever the follow.
So do that then.
All of the above. Hack the system and learn a way to like the stream as well.
We should also point out that we do have a sub for
I'll give him a whipping if he doesn't go out.
True Alphas.
Who's subbing in?
Mama Shay from Northbourne.
Mm-hmm.
On
Yeah,
support.
we mentioned that at the beginning of the stream.
Where you going?
Who has been
No doubt, I'll give him a damn whipping.
doing a bang up job, helping out. You know, sometimes we don't always happen to have everybody available for a game, so we do actually need to pull
Come on.
people from other
You got a
teams.
whole thing of crackers right there.
Alright, they've got it now set up for Numbani. We're just going to end up waiting on confirmation from the team, so we can actually end up getting the show on the road. But it was a very close game. I mean, the first round ended up going fairly quickly, but it still ended up having lots of turn back and forth. And same thing with that final round. I think the only one that ended up being a little... Actually, no. Sorry, they ended up taking it even during the second round as well, where it was actually a little bit back and forth. So this is actually going to be a good matchup in the end.
So, Killswitch actually says he won't be talking for about 30 seconds.
I saw that. I was just avoiding saying the stream. Oh, and it looks like Mama has actually DC'd. Maybe actually she's fixing some connection or something like that.
I think she may have... Yeah.
Maybe there was a miscommunication on the fact that maybe somebody has actually finally showed up. We're going to end up being on hold here for a little bit. Sorry, folks, on the stream. We're just trying to work out getting a player back in. Oh, never mind. We do happen to have somebody who's brought in. T Broncos has come in for the game.
And he is on True Alphas.
Perfect. So they do actually... They're able to actually end up rearranging. I know that they had one of their players playing...
yeah, they had one of their
tank
supports
in an
on
off
tank.
role, so... Yeah, so now we can actually end up putting them... Oh, well, that's actually kind of interesting. I thought there was somebody who said that they were playing DPS, but I guess that would end up...
I know that Dan...
A new challenger
plays...
approaches.
Dam is a DPS. I kind of checked profiles, and there's... Okay, that Mex, small, cover bound, and play for fun is all supports. That's their most hours. But Mex can play DPS. Small is pretty much support.
Alrighty.
Alright, they do happen to have the replacement, and we should be ready to go very shortly into Numbani.
So, Guardians, what do you expect to see out of this map here? Anything other than what we've seen so far?
Well, I mean, point one... mobile heroes are on attack, especially are king on point 1. So I'm actually kind of hoping maybe to see. We don't really get to see a lot of successful dive, at least in the low tiers. It'd be kind of neat to actually see some of that. I would hope we can end up seeing some of that. I know we already have Calm, who has displayed some, skill on the Genji, so we may end up seeing a little bit of that. It does look like we'll end up having, I believe, Deus Vult will be on the defense first.
Mm-hmm.
So probably not right out of the gate. I mean, he's just king on this point in general. So, or mobility, sorry, vertical mobility heroes are king on this point in general. So I'm going to see. I'm kind of looking either bunker is what I'll expect to see, or heroes that are able to traverse, like like Diva, Genji.
Yeah. Diva, Hanzo, Genji.
Hanzo, yeah. Pharah even. Probably less so on the attack, just because of, the fact that you usually end up wanting to maintain high ground right off the start, and you only drop down when you end up needing to. And usually by that point, the fight's already happening on point, and so you don't necessarily get back up. And which it actually seems to be what we're going to end up seeing. We're going to end up seeing a Mei and a Junkrat on defense, with a shield tank. The Zarya Rhine always a solid combo.
With a player like Junkrat, you never really want to be the one right in the middle of the fight unless you have to be. If you can stay up on the high ground just spamming down bullets, then that's what
Well, yeah, you can just spam on the point, quickly end up building a fault and getting it tired. Sometimes getting down in your face when you actually end up having, say, your mine and grenade combo, you can actually get a quick hit that way off the squishy, so if you end up jumping right into one of the... At the
same time, on defense, if you're giving up 1 for 1, then you don't really want to do that, right?
Yeah, no, of course. It is one of those ones where you do end up wanting to play with your shield, and it looks like the initial attempt for true alphas through that side wall didn't end up going so well, so they decided to go around the back lower level.
They're flanking all the way around now.
And they do seem to successfully wall off the Reaper. Let's see if they can end up following up and getting him. Nope, he seems to get away.
They actually
end up getting Xanadite.
Yeah.
Reaper taking the high ground. Getting into Junkrat's face. Already we're seeing window panes. That's with a tire coming out too. He's going to go right after those tanks. Oh, or maybe even he's looking for support. He's looking for the support. That's what he was looking for. Oh, and unfortunately, he doesn't end up having to get anybody with it. Brawl still happening near the stairs. Baptiste keeping everybody alive with that immortality. Icarus goes
Reaper's
down.
got no fade. He's in a little bit of trouble now.
He is actually going to be able to get out.
He's able to get out and get Xanadite again. The poor guy.
He's now retaking the high ground, and they've given him a little bit of cover actually with that wall, which is actually really clever on the Maze part. Ooh, and
Calm just suicided, but
knocking himself. Yeah, I was just going to say, knocked himself and Broncos and Mexasian right off the map. Actually, I don't think one of them was off the map, but
yeah, no, Mex died right off the map.
Yeah,
but Broncos and himself.
A 2-for-1 trade is not so bad. It's a little bad because of the fact that obviously the attackers do have a little bit of spawn advantage, but Junkrat's easily able to get back. The bunker is reset up on the high ground.
Tom is playing a little bit on his own here.
He's a very flanker
They're saying that we need to
play.
restart.
And why do we need to restart?
Come again? There are a lot of ults
out comes both Tire. I was just gonna say, like, we had Tire, we had Blossom, we had Coalescence, we now have Shatter that's just showed up. I mean, and that allows for Deus Vult to actually completely take over, but they virtually used everything. Actually, they do have to have Blizzard
everything but
coming
Grav and B. And Blizzard.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side. That was my bad. But yes, Blizzard and Grav are coming up.
Yeah, let's move it. UCL coming at you.
But yeah, no, the alphas used almost 5 ults there, and we're still able to use them.
Oh no!
It's in quick
They used 5 ults.
So we may end up having to have a reset of the map because it is in quick play mode and it is not going to end up giving a second round to attack it. I mean, the only other option I can see is potentially running a second quick play depending on how this goes.
I feel like that might be the better option just because of the way things are going right now.
I'm not entirely certain. I would almost opt to actually just reset it myself.
Oh, yeah?
Especially since because we've also ended up in the past, like, we've made precedents of mistakes if it happens from our side. I mean, we need to make sure that the round happens properly itself, like we had done a reset.
The way things stand now, it looks like they're not going to get anything on the attack unless they figure this out in the next two pushes.
And to be fair, if the Deus Vult is actually willing to actually go for a second attempt, that really does give a advantage to true alphas on this map who, I mean, they get a second chance at trying to get at least a tick if this
That's
doesn't
3
actually
ticks
happen
by
to go where.
Come through on the Junkrat there. See, he doesn't want to restart, he wants to win this game. That's 4 picks.
Nope, it does look like, depending on how this ends up going, we may actually end up just swapping sides, and we may end up just going to the first tick.
All depends on how this fight goes here. Broncos just... I'm not quite sure what happened there. Looks like he just fell off the map.
Alright, and we're going into overtime for a map that might not even... They do happen to freeze cover bound. Although they're taking a lot of effort in order to get her down, and that Zarya finally does go down. Ball's on point with Soldier and Moira. Still trying to contest. Out comes the back in order to try and lay in some heavy fire, but he's not going to be able to get himself to a point. So they better hope that they can stall one.
I don't think he will. I think that's it. That's the
There
end
we
right
go.
there. So I'm not sure how the way this is going to turn out, but the way I see it is Deus Vult had a great defense. They held. If they get a tick,
Oh, yeah.
that should be the map.
They're gonna redo
In
the
theory,
whole
the
map.
thing is, unfortunately, it's a different time bank for quick play than it is for. Wait, is it? No, I don't. Wait,
Is
it
it
a different
actually?
time?
I don't
think
it
so.
is. I mean, that would be news to me, and
That
well,
would be
I might
news to
get
me
shit.
because why would it change in quick play to all of a sudden be like, oh, you only have this amount of time to. I don't know
I think
if
the only
that's-
difference between quick play and comp is that you only play the one round. I didn't know there was
Yeah,
a time
exactly.
difference.
Arya says it's a different amount of time.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't
I am
speak to
actually
this.
looking
I
this
thought it
up
was 4 minutes
because
on each side.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember seeing any time difference myself. I'm actually curious. That would actually be news to me, and I don't know. I'm gonna end up having to actually look that up afterwards because that's interesting news. I'm actually kind of curious. Does anybody actually in chat happen to know?
Like for
Because
sure.
there's-
I don't want no not sure's,
Yeah.
maybe, possibly.
Or I think blah blah blah. I'm just kind of curious now.
Yeah.
Say in chat if you actually happen to have any inkling on this one. Little audience interaction here. Screw it. We even actually end up doing a vote for it. All right. Who votes yes and who votes no?
Is
There's
that what we're doing?
difference. And then what we'll end up doing is I'll take a look afterwards and I'll announce it on the in the Discord or which one is right. Once I look it
Sounds
up.
good.
Oki's taking a look.
My Discord just at least for our league has disconnected is a server outage on my side. So I'm of no help at the moment.
Right.
Oki says that she's searching, but she can't find anything on it.
I was trying to find something on that too. I would actually have to. My personal way of testing was I was just going to create a custom game myself after the match and actually test it out. That would be an interesting thing to find out. I would imagine GMs do happen to know, but.
Quick play is 5 minutes, comp is 4 minutes.
Okay.
I never noticed.
Where'd you find that?
Arya said it in chat.
Ashirad, I'm sorry, I'm gonna butcher that.
Oh, I don't
Radaf
actually
said
have
it
to see
in game chat.
Oh, in Switch. Okay.
In Twitch chat.
In which case, that ends up meaning that technically they actually had an additional
More
minute
time.
on their attack.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, if they want to just do the 33%, they can just do another quick play version to make it
That
even.
is true.
If that is the case, I'm going to leave it up to the captains presently at the
Yeah,
moment.
let's see what the
because this
captains
is a
say.
ruling that, you know, it can go kind of either way.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna find it very interesting if we end up redoing the entire thing and alphas can't cap a tick for 9 minutes. Alright, it looks like we're gonna end up redoing it.
Yeah. They're
Sounds
gonna
good.
redo.
Alright, let's roll.
Perfect. So we actually have got the confirmation from Captain on True Alphas that, yeah, they're good with it. Which, actually, it's smart on the True Alphas part in general. It gives them that second chance to at least get a tick or try and actually push it a little bit further than that. Really, the Deus Vult trying to actually end up making sure that, you know, the games are actually fair. By redoing the map, putting themselves... They are a little bit at a disadvantage by giving the enemy a second attempt at the attack, but... I agree that redoing the map is probably the best choice. That's what I would probably end up voting for myself.
Oh yeah?
From either side, I wouldn't care
Fair
what
enough.
team I was on. I would prefer to redo the map and do it properly. I mean...
I think personally, the way
We have
things turned
technical
out, if you had
difficulties
5
in-
minutes, then if the other team said, oh yeah, you know, let's play a comp match for 4 minutes to attack, I'm like, alright, you're still at a disadvantage. But that's my own personal opinion.
Well, it's kind of true. I don't know. I don't know. We end up looking at, say, like even like say the Overwatch League itself, right? This past weekend they ended up having that whole issue with one of the players and everything from the start, and they had to shut down and just redid the map. Things like that happen, right? It's why we ended up doing the same thing. We ended up choosing the incorrect map out of the rotation with the high-tier game last weekend, right? Like, we just got to end up making sure that the right maps are being played. Otherwise, it's not. It's kind of like putting another team saying, "Hey, well, if you guys just did this anyways." Right? Like, it's a different...
No, that's fair enough. Like, I agree with what you're
Yeah.
saying. It's more just, you know, personal opinion.
different from everybody else who had to play that set, essentially.
Fair.
So, I do
Alright,
like the
so
fact
it
that
looks
they're
like
willing to
Deus Vult is the one defending one more time.
go. Yep, they will be going back with the defense and the exact same style of defense, whereas True Alphas are actually going to go a little bit of a different composition they did before. Junkrat getting some early spam, trying to build some ult charges. He's only got 30% of that.
This is an interesting composition. They got Bastion, Soldier, Sigma, and Roadhog.
Heavy on the hit scans. It doesn't look like they're going to end up taking the back row, but it does look like they've already spotted this, and they're starting to set up themselves. Reinhardt giving up the high ground. trying to play the shield poke battle against Bastion. Probably not what you would want to do.
May and Junkrat up the top while the rest of the team is down low.
The split happens. Although it is a little far away, you wouldn't actually be able to really capitalize on the split from the wall there. You may end up being able to get a, random Junkrat spam, but that's really about it. It doesn't really guarantee it. It is.
It is very tough to push through here because, especially once the defensive team is set up, because you've got, you got May on the left and Junkrat on the right, just spamming down through that.
Meanwhile, we got Hog flanking. Does force May into her ice block, but now she's got both Junkrat and May on that on Damajo.
That Hog is just given a chance for their whole team to push in now. Let's see if Bastion gets set up in time.
They do end up accidentally pushing the Bastion actually up into the height. Roadhog taking the high ground himself. While they're pushing, they're going to end up having threats from both sides. But out comes the Tire and takes out 3 from Deus Vult after. So they do actually stabilize because now they have pushed themselves into a 2v4 scenario. 2v3? Oh, sorry, 2v5.
Hog is still there, but unfortunately he wasn't able to capitalize on that hook, and he's just going to get frozen and knocked
and he is stalling himself out, staggering himself. You hate to see it, that the slow drop as the the map's geometry ends up not giving you any way of actually just walking right off yourself. You just gotta slowly wait for it to glide off.
That was unfortunate because the Alphas actually had a really good push going.
Reinhardt has pushed himself up fairly far actually at this point. He may end up losing his shield. Junkrat is still spamming down on the high ground.
He's doing a good job now. You definitely want to hug that left side low ground there, the wall, especially against the Bastion. You don't want to let your shield drop all the way.
Yeah. Out comes Coalescence, but they do have the Immortality Field in order to counter it. And
that's a big shatter.
Reinhardt does miss the charge, but he does end up following up and being able to take out the rest of that Bastion's HP pool.
That is true. They used 4 ults for that, but they did hit the hold. Including both tank ults and both support ults.
Yeah, I mean, once again, we're seeing 4 ults offline versus like 3 coming on. Like, oh, the Small Edge does actually have a swap
to the Widow.
Yeah. To the Widow. They're actually going to go with 1 support.
The rest of the team is going on the side, on the left there. But Widow's knocked over.
The Widow does happen to actually take Endring. While the rest of the team is kind of pushing the top, they're putting some pressure against those on the high ground. Bastion coming up, trying to get set up on...
Widow gets one more. She got
where did it go? There it is. I was like, where did this blizzard go? I heard it get thrown out. Bastion actually frozen behind cover. Now, True Alphas does happen to have the numbers game right here, but they're a little spread out. Actually, may actually vote well for them that they're spread out with this Tire coming out. Tire's going straight for the Bastion, or Sigma.
They've got Widow on the high ground. Calm takes it quickly. Bastion's still in the low ground. Calm gets both of them as well. Calm just took out all 3 of this DPS on the Deus Vult side.
Calm.
And he just turned around the entire point.
Icarus does happen to end up being
helping with the cleanup a little bit.
Helping with the cleanup at the end, yes.
Score 0-0.
I actually thought that True Alphas was actually going to take that over.
Once they took it, once the Widow sniped Calm, I was like, yeah, that they have a good shot here, because the Junkrat was the reason that they were holding so much at the beginning as well. That Tire early on was clutch.
You really need to actually be able to take over the rest of the fight, though, real quick, because I mean, yeah, it's 10 seconds for Junkrat to get
they took too much time
but
to capitalize.
If he decides, you know what, screw it, I can waste my mines, it's worthwhile sometimes in those clutch moments to try and just get your butt back. Use the mines to actually force yourself closer to point. And it paid off for him.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for battle.
The history of Numani. The Numani Heritage Museum. Here we are fighting over a
Attackers in 30 seconds.
Now we
I
just
just
want
remember all the... Yeah. I just remember all the rage when that first ended up having like the fist inside the payload, and then all of a sudden, it's gone! Everybody had that whole...
Who
like,
done it?
oh, are we getting Doomfist?
Hello.
Nope, it was...
So it looks like we're getting a Sigma Zarya on attack and a Sigma Diva on defense.
We're going with the Shimada brothers on the attack too. That's it. Guys are looking to rekindle their family ship. I wanted to say friendship. The Bastion has set up in the traditional spot. That barrier is actually holding up pretty nicely. They're actually not being able to actually get a whole lot of damage off that. They're actually regrouping around the one side, forcing the Shimada Bros outside of the upper right high ground.
Tom Truck gets away with a little bit of health, while Calm just took a lot of Bastion bolts to the face right there. That's pretty good.
It does look like Deus Vult is trying to regroup and actually decide and get the music there actually. Made a decision. Straight through. Tiny choke at the bottom. This one could be a real hard choke to push through. If the defense can actually end up setting up like right in front of that door, it's you really got a hard push right out there. You don't want to get stuck in that little room, especially when you have like
but they're doing all right. They got 2 picks, and now they've res the Bastion though, and they took out.
They are a
so
5v5 now. But having your tank missing, especially on your first push, is pretty huge. Small Edge almost goes down. They do manage to take out the Bastion. Baby Needle trying to fire down more of the points. Control, but
Looks like Deus Vult is taking control of the point here. They've got the more
they
offense
have,
as well.
And Sigma doesn't seem to actually end up grabbing anyone. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a misfire, and they stagger that Diva. I think this is the point for them.
Yep.
Deus Vult
And that
takes
looks
map
like
2.
Map 2, yes.
So we may actually be going into a potential shutout. Or we end up coming into major comeback time for Joel. Oh, the sneaky tire from the bushes.
This was the tire, yeah.
Yep.
This was the 3K that ended up turning up this fight around. And he finishes up with another kill.
I just want
When your Junkrat gets 4, you're usually gonna win that fight.
Oh yeah, I mean, unless he's the only one on point, and there's still 2 more versus him, there's a chance that they could, swing it around. But when your entire team is alive and you've just taken out 4, I mean, you're in 2v6. Yeah, there's 0 chance in being able to turn that one around. It was just best to get out. So next up, we're gonna end up having.
When they went through that little bottom choke and they just stood there, I'm like, no, that's the choke where you gotta just go. You can't hesitate in that corner. But they managed to make the best out of it.
Yeah, it didn't take very long before they actually ended up realizing, too, that they just gotta end up forcing themselves through. It started off a little questionable, but they ended up immediately going for it. Next, we're gonna end up seeing some Paris. And this one is definitely
I feel like
bunker.
Yeah. It's a very mixed bag in terms of people's opinions on this map.
I'm expecting bunker is going to be on defense, probably both sides. How do you think that you're going to end up seeing either team try to deal with it, given what we've seen so far with their hero pools that they've chosen?
I personally want to see a Sombra. We haven't seen one yet, but I feel like Sombra is very powerful in Paris, at least from my own use of it.
She's powerful against bunker in general. It's fantastic. I mean, one of my favorite ways of dealing with it is Sombra Blade. Or EMP Blade,
Sombra Blade. EMP Blade, I see you.
Yeah.
I'm more partial to a Sombra Pharah, or maybe a Sombra, even a Soldier or something. Anything, as soon as that Sombra goes and causes enough damage, maybe gets her EMP, she can get a pick or 2 as well, depending on how she uses her cooldowns, and stays alive. The key is staying alive as Sombra. If you're dying as Sombra, then you shouldn't be playing Sombra, to be honest. But no, I think The key is if you play a strong Sombra here against a bunker, then you were in a pretty good position.
I think they're gonna have a
For
sub
all.
out.
Yeah, it does look like they're looking to sub. Oh, never mind. Wolf did happen to be showing up in the spectator, but did DC or not accept in time, it looks like. So I guess we're gonna end up
Let's see
waiting
what
to see if we
happens.
can actually get someone else in. I'm wondering who they're actually going to be subbing out at the moment, because Wolf is a support, so I'm wondering what support. Means small. Oh, play for fun. There we go. That answers that.
Wolf was also a really, really good Ronhart player.
Oh, is he? Oh, I've only seen Wolf on Anna before.
It was one of the low tier games he was playing Ronhart on Route 66,
okay.
I believe.
All right, the invite has gone out to Wolf. Hopefully he is able to join this time. There he goes. He's connected.
There he
All right,
is.
so we're going to wait for the confirmation just from True Alphas, just to make sure that we're actually good to go. And then we'll end up having the game get started. And we will once again... I like how they're doing like a slight variation to our Finger My Ass. They added
I
the,
noticed that earlier. I just didn't say anything.
And Dragon has chosen to go with a Mercy emblem. Which kind of looks a little bit... I mean, I can see the why. It looks a little bit V-like to me, but... Mavas. Finger Mavas.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, we had we've been doing that shenanigans over in
That's
North
our
Flom
go-to.
for some time. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, damn it. Damn it is right. They messed it up. They didn't do it right. Alright, it does look like we are ready to go, so we're going to get this match underway and see if we can actually get this comeback time for True Alphas.
Alrighty, let's go to Paris.
I actually just love to go to Paris in real life.
That would be nice.
I mean, hey, well, yeah, everybody in stream, let's all just go to Paris. All of us.
Forehead.
So in the Twitch chat, they have them making fun of Arya for being 4'11".
Height?
Yes.
What
is
else
this
do you think?
why is
Mama?
this a topic in Twitch chat?
They're saying
Come on,
that
Twitch chat. Do you
Zane
not have
is a
anything
grandmother.
better? Yeah, that makes sense. Him being a dude and all.
I mean, I have a friend who's like 4'11 and 3/4. Like it literally says on their doctor's report, 4'11 and 3/4, and I give her shit every day. So
Oh, my
I can
girlfriend, my
relate to
girlfriend's
that.
5, so. On the dessert.
So like, I can't blame them for making fun of someone for being short.
I'm just
had
more
it
so
done to
curious
me when I
how
was
this
younger,
came up in chat.
and I do it all the time. So I don't know. Let's scroll up and find it.
That's
They
what I'm trying to do,
pointed
but...
out that, okay, Calm
Ash.
said Tom is bad, and then Meek said Calm is bad, and then Tom said Meek is bad. And then it goes Tom is bad, Zan is bad, Grim is bad, and then Ash is mediocre. And then
Ash is 4'10".
10.
That is where we should have started.
And that's where it went. And now they're saying that Zan is a middle-aged woman, and now he's a baby boomer and everything like that.
Oh, you guys.
Alrighty, we're getting started on Paris.
We're going
here.
back to the game. We're talking about height. Now we're going to Paris.
Short is fun size. That's all you gotta know.
Is travel size for your convenience. No Mulan fans out there? Alright, yeah.
Oh. Rip.
Unfortunate.
Spenny Moore.
Unlucky.
Women's Casual Collection Autumn Wear.
Ready for battle.
And it does look we are seeing our very first bunker. I lied
Without the
when I
mercy.
said first.
I was
Ooh,
about to
does-
say, you're very first.
Attack
I meant for
Alright,
this
let's
map.
see what
No,
we
I
get.
was actually joking.
Let's see what we got on attack here. Because we
will
already
be
know
going-
they're going to run a bunker on defense.
Oh yeah. But we are going to be seeing a. I'm actually shocked that they're actually throwing. They're not throwing.
Let's see.
Comm
I'll
on,
believe it when the timer
yeah.
ticks down.
It looks like they're gonna do
I-
some TPs.
Yeah. Although I hope that the Deus Vult are not from the stream. You guys would be very bad.
Oh, yeah,
if,
that's
what
true.
your plan is.
Well, there is a lag, so
Not that much. You got more than 30 seconds in the thing. I mean, most of the time you got like 8 seconds. So the TP does come out, and it does seem to be going straight to luxury. And they do end up pushing straight to point. Now it does end up successfully getting everybody there without a full turnaround. So we've got the Bastion is now going into the apartment buildings, trying to take everybody from the flank while the Diva, creating pressure from the side. Now they're backing up into a very dangerous corner when you're actually facing up against Marissa.
So they got absolutely wiped, but they did manage to nab a tick there.
They got 50%. 50% is pretty solid. Just gotta do that one more time. Now they know that obviously the teleporter is not gonna work a second time. They switched off it a little bit, and they're gonna go with
Next
I
season,
think
back.
oh yeah, they're gonna go with Bastion and go for shield break on this one and end up trying to shield dance. Although the choice of the Reinhardt may be a little on the interesting side. Oh, and Broncos gets picked off by being on a flank from a Roadhog from Kong.
Comms hooks, man, I'm telling you.
He will punish anybody who tries to do any wild plays. He's somebody you do not disrespect. And they do happen to end up getting to pick on Mexation and Small. They may end up wanting to try and regroup. And
Yeah, their tanks are stuck in that room there. They got Bastion on the left, and they got spammed into the right side there.
Bastion's even actually relocated to try and actually keep an eye on that
Get a better
window.
angle.
But Hog does end up going down all the three. Whole Hog pushed the tanks back out.
So we'll see if Alpha can because it is a long walk back to the point for Calm.
It is, and that actually might be one of the big key players they need to get out of that run right there.
Arya's
Oh, out
down
comes
two.
the
They're down
Dragons.
both tanks. Bastion's throwing out his ult now. He's firing away at Ryan's shield.
He's gonna end up trying, and when you get beat, that gets sent out. But Hog is actually just back in time in order to get benefit from some of the beats. He's starting to try and get some of those supports from the back line.
That bomb caught too.
Damajo taking out both supports is huge. Does get taken back out of mech, but
Oh boy.
they are going to be able
Tom
to take
Trucker
this no
tried
problem.
to set up there, and he just ran right into an all-red set up next stage.
Once again, we got Broncos going down to the hall, trying to push up.
Defense point. Objective.
Ooh, and he goes yet again. This Hog is not liking this Hanzo.
He's trying to get out alive at this point. He's
doing a
taking people with
fantastic
him.
job. I mean, he's taking a lot of damage, but he's probably just farming up ult because of the fact that he's getting to heal himself up every single time.
Wolfman managed to nab
He's getting away with
as
it.
well.
And we got Hog going on for another flank. He's on the Bastion in the back. Does happen to pick off Mexation and get whole Hog out. They're now 3-6 and they're stuck. Okay, 4-6.
It'll take more than that.
I don't think they'll be able to, the Alphas will be able to get any sort of push out of this.
Not out of this one. They're gonna have to regroup and get themselves sorted back out. May stagger was unfortunate actually. That's gonna end up delaying time until they properly get set up. So the wall is gonna probably be pretty key for their success on this push. provided they can get value out of the split.
At this point, you want to be careful even when you're poking, and it looks like Diva just got out of mech there from the hook. That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
when you're
setting
grouping up, you don't want to
very
get all
careful
that.
there.
Yeah,
There's
in
no
these types of
benefit to
comps,
peeking.
exactly. In these types of
Especially on
comps,
this
you don't
map.
want to waste your mech, you don't want to waste your matrix, your shields, all that. We got Hog now getting right into their group. This is something that I actually noticed from Hog during their match against Sour Team. The fact that he can go anywhere he wants and not be punished on this Hog. He will walk right into your team and he will just take somebody out and walk away. See, he's already gone in. He's taken out both the Bastion
That's
and the
thing,
Mercy.
though, with, when you're in like the lower tier, it's a lot tougher to get focus from 6 people on the team on the same player. So players like Hog, like a strong Hog, can go in, get somebody, and get out before people know what's happening.
Pretty much. It's probably. I mean, you see it probably in high tiers too, where they end up getting a quick pick and it turns the entire fight.
That's true. Though it's usually from an Orisa pull at that time.
It does happen to look like they've already spotted the Hog trying to flank, and they may as well end up all turning on him immediately in this back corner. He was spotted through the window, and he's gonna get frozen, and they're just gonna demolish him.
That's unfortunate. He was trying to bait them in with his Roadhog ult there, the scrap gun.
Tom switching over to the Hammond stall. They do happen to end up getting on point. I think the big flaw was the fact that they ended up losing the Hog right off the hop. That gave them a great set of momentum.
The way I see it, as long as Hammond's alive, they have a chance here to stall this out and get their people back. But there he
Hammond's
goes.
main
Icarus
goal
is
should
down
be
too.
just prevent. Oh, they already took him out. Never mind. I was gonna say Hammond's main goal should have been to try and keep any of the picks from happening. Just pop in,
This
pop
is a
out.
3v2 at the moment.
Out comes the Shatter, taking out their support, but they do get Boostio coming in.
That they get the
so
beat.
used to calling him. Yeah, I meant Beat and Lucio, and then mouth words, not good.
Wolf managed to take out Icarus. They're still fighting this, although it looks like the respawns for Deus Vult is coming in now.
Although
Nails on
having the Blizzard on point is going to be pretty hard for anybody to get on there with, you know, relative
Yeah, don't
ease.
say that to Tom Trucker. He's got his Bastion ult out. And he's just mowing away now.
Deus Vult able to sustain themselves in the last friggin' 30%. Not even 25. Nobody's going to get back to point in time, so we're actually going to end up having a pretty tough push, I think, for Deus Vult on this, down their attack that's coming up.
77% is not too shabby at all.
No, I mean, this can be kind of a hard map for many.
Initiating match.
Oh God, Tom, in the chat, it's time to meek your maker. I love the terrible puns.
Oh boy.
Oh, so good. Meekry.
Ready for battle.
I like how we're getting all sorts of ideas in chat about the comps for defense. Yeah, let's go shieldless. Diva, Zarya. Oh, so sorry, Diva over Zarya on defense. For some reason, I totally missed the greater than sign.
The greater than sign.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to be seeing a another bunker bastion setup.
Are you surprised?
Oh, the thing I am surprised about.
We've got the Bastion and the Hanzo on attack.
Attackers incoming.
Or not the Bastion, the Hanzo and the Junkrat on attack.
Junkrat will be pretty good because he can actually end up getting a tire out, but they got to really bait out that immortality field before that's going to work. It's either that or try to combo between the Grav and the
He's got to get past
grabbing the
those shields to
Hanzo
deal
arrow.
damage though. Shields and a big ass bash.
He's just gonna jump right on top of him. He doesn't give a shit. Although that does actually not go well for him. He does actually happen to go down. It was a ballsy move, but
There's
and he
only
doesn't actually
so
get
much
a
you
whole lot
can
out
do
of
as
it.
Junkrat there, my guy. Junkrat is his
Oh, it's
last.
His mobility is not there. I mean, he used up pretty much his mind just getting right on top of him. Oh, Hog's going after the Hanzo on Deus. Bastion repositioned himself over the car.
You know how it comes through. Now they're all standing around. No one's shooting it, so they're just there, able to fire away, and they're getting 2 picks out of it.
Ari just charges directly to point, trying to get some of that space open. You got Zarya kind of in company with it. Icarus and Ari just on this hog.
Looks like they're gonna
Easily take him out.
It looks like the alphas aren't even gonna try to push in.
Oh, it does look like they've actually also spotted the
May is
apartment
stuck on
buildings
her
right now, and she is going to end up... Luckily, right now, with the way that some of these are...
She's in trouble.
Getting a stagger is not as bad in this
They got the quick
section.
respawns. They're gonna be fine. She's already
Yeah, I think it's like,
respawned.
what, 3 seconds now? Yes, with the changes
It's
they've had.
barely. Like, look, she's already in. She's fine. Already back on point.
However, they are already pushing on point, and they are actually here to just take it.
Immortality and the
Maywall stops the charge. Outcoming Tire does take out the Bastion. Grab in order to finish things off with the Hanzo ult. This may
Gotta
just
take out
be
May
game
and Wolf, though.
point. Yeah, they do. The big thing is actually going to be taking out this. Never mind, I was going to say Hammond, but that was easily done. Calm made easy work of him. They are a hair away. They just need to actually end up finishing this off. If True Alphas can actually stabilize this.
Let's see. I don't know.
They got point. I don't know actually at this point either. They've lost way too many, but
There it is.
oh, Hammond gets off the point just a hair.
He got booted by the Lucio as he jumped up. That was unfortunate.
Oh, that is very unfortunate. I actually want to say that right then and there. Xanadite's boot kind of just solidified that one. Pushing the Hammond just a little too high in order to be registering as contesting the point.
So I believe that makes
So.
it 3-0.
It is 3-0. We do end up giving the option to one of the other team in order to wait. What?
Yeah, it
they
seems like
make
some people are leaving already.
Okay, so we have actually got the decision that we are not going to end up going to the 4th map. The 4th map usually ends up going to, if it's a 3-0, we'll give the option for 4th map to actually be played or not. Because at that point, it's just for fun. We don't do map differentials or anything here.
Mm-hmm.
So it does look like that people are going to end up leaving. It was a pretty strong match for Deus Vult. Actually, you know what? It's probably one of the best I've seen Deus Vult play, too. They were a lot more solidified. Like, I don't know if you've actually seen some of the past games. They had a really, really rough start, but their last couple games, they've actually been super solid. I think one of the big things has actually been Calm and joining their squad at this point.
Mm-hmm. And then I also
He's
have
definitely
Bam,
provided.
even though he hasn't really played.
He hasn't been able to
Did he
play in the
play
last
today?
couple, but that was no, because he was on vacation during, I think, their last match.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken. He's back now, but it's a little late for him. He's EU, and I mean, an 8 o'clock, 8:30 game is going to be super late for him. Anyways, any final thoughts there, Canadian?
No, I think
Before we close off.
Calm helped out a lot. I think where did Taylor Truck Dude go? I think his Bastion definitely through this team's help, obviously, emerged superior. And yeah, that ended up translating to a win.
Yeah,
Well
we
played
gotta
on both sides.
we gotta remind
Well
people
played
to
on both
follow
sides.
and sub and donate.
Well, there you go. You just did.
For sure, and the stream will be up on YouTube tomorrow afternoon.
Ah, yes, that is.
For Thursday evening to watch this.
Yeah.